Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm here with my October empties video. I don't have a ton of stuff I used up in October, so it should be a fairly quick video, but how I do these is I lay everything out in front of me by category, so like makeup, skincare, body care, and I talk through each category. So I'll start off with skincare. I actually don't have any makeup, that's what I usually start off with, so I'll just jump right into the skincare. So I used up a few skincare items. The first one is this was a moisturizer. This is, I believe it's a Korean skincare brand. Yeah, it says in the back Korean. It's from the brand Aromame, Aromame, and it's this Mochere, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but witch cream. And it's an extra solution cream, so it's kind of a heavy, like I was using it as like a nighttime moisturizer. It's kind of heavy. It's supposed to be for dry skin. I actually got this one from a friend, so it's not something I picked out for myself. And it was kind of heavy. It was more for dry skin. I have more oily skin, so this was a little bit much for me. It was a little bit heavy. I still used it. Like, it was fine to use, but it wasn't my absolute favorite. Currently what I bought to replace this one is the Belief Moisturizing Balm. I really love the Belief products. During the day, I like to use the Aqua Balm, which is more of a gel cream formula, and I wanted something a little bit heavier at that for night, more of a cream moisturizer versus a gel cream, but I don't want something super heavy, and for me this was just super heavy, so definitely not something I'd look to like repurchase, but use this one up. The next thing I used up is a mask, and this is something that I included in my 2019 Project Pan. I'm trying to get through some of the little deluxe size masks in my collection. This one is from Dr. Brandt. It's the Magnetite Age-Defier. So it's a magnetic mask. So you put it on your skin, you leave it on, I think it says like about 5 minutes to leave it on, and then you actually remove it with a magnet. So it's a really cool experience, and that's why I wanted this initially. I actually got it a few years ago in a little Sephora Favorites little set that had just a few little deluxe size masks. But this one is Dr. Brandt. It's pretty expensive. I believe the full size of this is around the $50 mark, and this deluxe size I think is like about half the size of the full size, so it's actually a pretty like worth quite a bit for just this mask, so that's why I wanted that set. So long story, I really wanted this. I really wanted to try out a magnetic mask. I thought that sounded so cool. And the first couple of times it is cool to remove the mask with a magnet. It's definitely a lot like easier and less messy than like applying a mud mask and having to like remove it at the sink. Like, I feel like that's always sort of like the deterrent of using like mud type mask or mask you have to rinse off, is it's just kind of messy and cumbersome. So I like the idea of this. But getting down to the mask itself, once I kind of got past the sort of gimmick of it, the mask itself, I don't think it's that great. I don't really even know what it's supposed to do. I think it's supposed to be age defying, but what I found with this one is it was a lot of silicone, like dimethicone, and it was just very like heavy, and it just didn't feel nice on the skin. I felt like when I removed it, it wasn't like I didn't feel like it really did anything. I felt like it was kind of heavy and sort of like greasy, so I just didn't like the mask itself. And I used it initially a few times, but then it just kind of sat around for a while, so I've had this for a few years. It's because I never would like gravitate to want to use it. I wasn't like, oh, you know what my skin really needs right now is some like greasy mask I have to remove with a magnet. Like, once I got over the gimmick of it, I just didn't really like this, but used it up. Definitely wouldn't repurchase it. It's quite expensive. I just prefer something more like a mud mask. I don't know. I would rather go through applying a mud mask and having to like rinse it off versus using something like pointless like this. Like, it just didn't really like it. So that was the second thing I used up. Next, I have something from Fresh. This is a soy face cleanser. This is just a deluxe size, so I don't know how I got this one. It might have been in a little like Sephora kit or like a point perk or something. But I always like this for travel. I feel like it removes makeup well. It's gentle. I like the smell of it. Some people don't like the smell of it. I think it smells like cucumber, so I like it. Yeah, so I do really like this, and whenever I get like a little sample of it, I'm always happy to be able to use it again. It's not something I'm really gonna buy in like the full size. For my cleanser, I tend to just buy like a Neutrogena one from like Target, like relatively inexpensive. So I'm not looking to spend a lot of money on a cleanser, something I'm just rinsing off my base. But whenever I get to use this one, it always makes me happy. So do like this. Next for skincare, I used up a few like single-use products. So I used up a sheet mask. This one is from TONYMOLY. It's the I'm Real Calendula mask sheet. So calendula is like a flower, so it's vaguely like a floral scent. I didn't super care for this. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I need to get a bunch of these. It's supposed to be skin soothing. It says on the back it's supposed to help smooth troubled skin. I don't think I saw like any dramatic results with these, or this mask. I feel like with sheet masks I never see really dramatic results, but I do like them because they're kind of relaxing. You can they're easy, just like cut open the like packaging, put on the sheet mask, and like lay back for, this one says to leave on for 20 to 30 minutes. So I kind of just leave it on and then remove it. I don't have to like rinse it off. It can like the serum, you can just kind of work into your skin and just like leave it on. So I like these, but I never see like dramatic results, probably because I just have like one-offs. I don't have like any way to set up a routine with sheet masks, but I did like this one. And then final skincare thing I used, also a single-use product. This is from the brand Lindsay, and it's an all-in-one energizing gold modeling mask. So this one is a little different. So it comes in this like container that like kind of pops out to be a little like bowl, and what you get is this like powder, and you put a little bit of water. There's a line in here, like a water fill line, and then you mix the water and the powder together. It becomes this sort of like rubbery type texture, and then you put that on your face, and then it will like dry down. So you leave it on, it says 15-20 minutes, and then it dries, and then you're able to like peel it off. So it's kind of like a fun experience. It is kind of messy. I've used one of these before, and I forgot using it this time that the amount of powder they give you is actually enough for like multiple applications, but I always like forget. So I end up wasting product because once you put the water in, it kind of all like dries in here, so you can't like reuse it. So if I got one of these again, I would have to, I should remember to empty out the powder, put it in another little bowl, like take just the amount I need for like one application. That way I could use it multiple times. But this was kind of interesting. Not something I want to do all the time. If I had to choose like a single-use mask, I definitely prefer like a sheet mask. This is just so much easier to use and less messy. This was just kind of messy, and it's sort of, I don't know. It was still like, I don't know if it did a lot. It was just sort of like messy. So not my favorite, but it was still kind of fun to do. But anyway, so that's all for the skincare. Next category of empties is body care, and for that I just have a couple of items, or 3 items. Personally, I just have this little perfume sample. This is the Aerin Ikat Jasmine perfume. I actually have this in the full size, but I also have this little like vial of it so I could take it with me if I was traveling. The notes of this are jasmine sambac, jasmine, Egypt infusion, tuberose. There's also a little honeysuckle and sandalwood, but mainly what I just get from this is jasmine. And the reason I wanted the full size is I just wanted like a jasmine perfume, not just jasmine as a note, but like jasmine as like the starring like main note of the perfume. And I really liked this one. I liked it so much I did get it in the full size. So used up that. Next for my body care, I have a few Bath & Body Works items, a few fall items. These are both from the fall collection last year, which I just used up this past month. So I used up a shower gel. This is in Crisp Orchard Leaves. So I like the packaging on it. It's very like green and fall with the leaves. The notes of this are autumn pear slices, cool air, fresh picked apple, and oak leaves. So they always have some interesting notes thrown in, like cool air, but really the main notes of this are the pear and the apple, and I definitely, on smelling it, get the blend. It is an apple-y scent, but it's not like predominantly apple. There's definitely that pear mixed with it. I think it's really nice. I enjoyed using this. I don't know this year if they had this again. I mean, I don't really know. But next year I'll just see what I'm kind of feeling like in the store, like smelling different things and like see what I want to repurchase. I don't think this is like a definite repurchase, but I did like it. So used up that. And the other thing I used up from Bath & Body Works was a gentle foaming hand soap. Again, this was from last year's fall line. This one is an afternoon apple picking. So you got like all like the apple imagery. And this is a very apple, like heavy scent. But reading the scent notes, I realized they are also saying, besides crisp apple, there's also saying there's succulent pear and cinnamon in this. And maybe I get a little bit of the pear. It's pretty similar to the shower gel that had the apple and pear, but I don't really get any cinnamon. And if you were to just ask me what the notes of this were, I would just say apple. But maybe that's just like the packaging of it makes me just think apple. But anyway, I did like this, needless to say. But again, I don't know next year, like if I'd have to repurchase it. I'll probably just go in store and like smell what's available, or what has like super cute packaging. But yeah, I did like this one and used it up. And then my final category for empties is just like miscellaneous. And for that, of course, I just have a thing of cotton rounds. This is from the Up&Up brand from Target. It's just the basic cotton rounds. I feel like I always have these in my empties. So yeah, I use that just to remove like eye makeup, to apply my micellar water to remove my makeup, remove like nail polish, like so many uses for the little cotton rounds. But anyway, that is my empties video for October. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.